Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie, with a cup of tea in the love mug. Trying to keep the love going. Anyway, hi, how are you all? I hope you've had a good day. What I'm going to talk about now, I don't want to talk about Peter Folding, Susan, at all. Thank you, sorry. What I'm going to talk about now is the guy that Claire mentioned. The poor guy who went missing in Barcelona. Now, I don't know if any of you know about this. But I'm so glad, Claire, that you mentioned it. Because when I started looking into it, it's a hell of a story, this. And his poor family, I don't know if they're ever going to get answers. But this guy is Levi Davis. Let me get a picture up of him. I'll put a couple of windows down and I'll get some pictures up of Levi Davis. So I don't know if any of you know about this case. As I say, although I knew about it because it had happened in Barcelona, but I didn't know the full details. Now, Levi, let me put the picture up so you can see him. So this is Levi Davis, and if any of you are into rugby, I'm trying to think. I know there's a couple of you that are into rugby that have said sometimes you've been watching rugby. Rugby union. He's a rugby union player, or he was, or he still is, because we don't know for definite that he's not on this earth anymore, though it looks quite likely. Although his family obviously is still living in hope. But he disappeared on the 29th of October 2022. So not last year, but the year before. And I didn't realise how young he was. He's younger than my son. He was born on the 12th of March 1998. So he was only 24, I think, when he disappeared. I'm going to have a little look. I'll put his photos up so you can have a look at his pictures. Now, it's quite sort of, I didn't realise this story was so intense, but he's an English rugby union player who played as a winger, and he is suspected to have drowned. So he's as famous for his personal life as he is for his professional career, because he took part in the X Factor Celebrity in late 2019 as part of a group, along with some other rugby union players, and they came 5th in the competition. So I don't know if any of you watched that. I didn't watch that, X Factor Celebrity. I haven't watched X Factor for years, to be honest. So in September 2020, he came out as bisexual, and this made him the first professional rugby union player to come out as bisexual while still playing. And he then released a single called With Me under the name Leda on the 14th of September 2022. Now, there's a few other things happened. I'm reading from Wikipedia here, but there's another few things that I'm going to tell you about in a bit that aren't included here. But let's just read out what's on Wikipedia for the nuts and bolts of this case. So in November 2022, he was reported missing after his former rugby club issued an appeal for information on his whereabouts, and he was last seen in a pub in Barcelona in Spain. If you're still there, you'll probably know about this case, on the 29th of October. And it says here, the way they put this, his passport was located at a Barcelona port in November 2022. Where it was found, I don't know, just says his passport was located at Barcelona port in November 2022. Now, he is suspected to have drowned in the sea near the commercial port in Barcelona. As a person matching his description, I mean, this is weird. A person matching his description was found drowning around the time of the disappearance. So somebody was seen drowning who looked like him, but when they attempted to rescue the person, they couldn't rescue them, and the body was never recovered. I mean, how mysterious is that? So somebody looking like him, somebody looking like Levi, was seen drowning in the port, but they couldn't get to him and get him out of the water, and the body just disappeared and has never been found. So it's a very, very, very mysterious, I think. And then the more you look into it, something maybe Claire knew, but I certainly didn't know. That's right, there's CCTV footage of his last sighting somewhere. But look, did you know about this? So he made a video because he made some accusations. He made accusations that he had been filmed by somebody famous while they were, having intimate relations. Now, who is it who's accused of filming people when they're having intimate relations? Who is that? Do you remember? I mean, I'm not mentioning any names, but there was somebody recently sacked from a television program because of rumours of filming people in intimate situations and blackmailing them with these videos, wasn't there? Now, I couldn't possibly say that this is anything to do with it. But what we're going to look at is what Levi had to say. So then I found this, which is I didn't know anything about at all, which is this article, and it's his last video. He made a video before he disappeared saying that his life was in danger. So this promising young rugby player who dabbled in reality television, 24-year-old Levi Davis, had the world at his feet. So on October the 29th, 2022, the former Bath player was in Barcelona, having just arrived in the Catalan city following 8 days in Ibiza. Travelling to the Mediterranean island to chill following several setbacks in his rugby career, mainly injuries, it would be here on October the 25th where Davis would post a chilling revelation on his personal Instagram account. Starting the video, Davis says, "Hello," and we're going to watch the video, but this is just what they're saying. He says, but we're going to watch him say it in his own words. "Hello, my name is Levi Davis, and my life is in danger." Whilst this statement alone cut to the bone, causing grave concerns about his immediate welfare, the details that Davis would go into felt like something out of a Hollywood hostage film. Reaching out to those in his life, speaking slowly and clearly, Davis went on to say, "This is a call to my friends from school, university, and my colleagues in rugby. This is a story about police corruption and government corruption and also organised crime. I ask, no, I beg that you share, but that you listen and try to understand what I am telling you." So, having clearly outlined the imminent danger he was feeling, Davis began to explain how the situation he now found himself in began. "This all began in London," he said. After the X Factor, I had many new friends and many old ones who started when I was speaking with a friend, what I would now call an acquaintance. It's important for you to know that I am a personable guy. I believe I am humble and I will speak to anybody. I didn't used to have a guard up, but for reasons I'm about to tell you, I have not been myself for a very long time. 3 years ago, I came off the Celebrity X Factor and I met many new people, and one of which, who I will not name, I wish they would name these people. They're always frightened to name them because they're so powerful. It's like Jimmy Savile all over again. We began a relationship, which became a friend, which was formed through music. Davis would go on to explain in grim details how this newfound friend would exploit him in a telling moment that offers an insight into what may have led to his disappearance. Many times we had met, but on the last occasion I was drugged and I was blackmailed. After this, I appealed to my club for help and I appealed to my agent for advice. I do not blame anyone for this, as we are all an aggregate of our own decisions. However, the response I got was one that my agent advised would be best to resign, as he believed the club were going to fire me. After I asked them for help, I believed I was being filmed doing sexual acts after I was drugged, which many would call RAPE, and by law we would call it RAPE. Clearly, these accusations could not be taken lightly. At the time, the then 24-year-old had signed for Championship side Ealing Trailfinders from Premiership side Bath Rugby. So speaking at the time of his signing, Davis said, I'm massively excited to have signed for Ealing Trailfinders. I came here for a short loan spell and enjoyed the culture, the success and the quality of the personnel. It's clear that the club have massive ambition, so it made absolute sense to me as I have big ambition too. Thus, it would appear in the video he was talking about the West London club without ever mentioning them by name. As he touches upon in his statement about joining the club, Davis had spent the previous season on a short loan from Bath. His release from Bath was based purely for rugby reasons, with the club saying they supported his time on X Factor, during which time he performed as part of a group with former England international Ben Foden and former Scotland international Tom Edwards. Whilst the club supported Davis's decision to compete on the reality show, several teammates were less keen on the idea of a then 22-year-old splitting his focus between the sport and another career. Bearing in mind Davis had just made his debut for the Bath first team, the decision to feature on Simon Cowell's show was at odds with what many would expect from a burgeoning star. One such player who advised Davis from splitting his focus was a former England winger, Tom Varndell, who was a mentor and supporter of Davis. I could understand the reason for Ben Foden and Tom Evans doing it because they'd effectively come to the end of their careers, but Levi was still only 22. So that's why I think I just assumed that he was older than that, because I just assumed, normally when people go on these sort of celebrity things, it's because their career is over, isn't it? They don't normally go on things like that when they're in their peak of their career. So for me as a player, you'd think your focus would be on playing, but Levi obviously wanted something different. He's a brilliant singer and music is a huge passion for him. But you go on to a massive show and of course it's going to be a distraction. And during this period, Davis would become Levi, I hate it when they use the surnames, Levi would become the first openly LGBTQT plus professional rugby player that should be, in a moment that would be regarded as a landmark announcement for the sport. So he came out, Levi Davis, this is an article from Gay Times. Levi Davis becomes the first professional rugby union player to come out as LGBTQ+. And this is a tweet from the Gay Times. After 4 years of hiding his identity, the 22-year-old talent took to his team's WhatsApp group to deliver the news. In an exclusive interview with the Daily Mail, Davis opened up about how hiding his sexuality was eating away at him, stating, "I had hidden it well, but I couldn't keep it secret any longer." It's a shame, isn't it? I had to tell them, all of them, not just a few. I didn't want it to turn into Chinese whispers. So on the spur of the moment, I put it on our WhatsApp group. After his coming out, Davis was met with instant support from his Bath teammates, with many commending his bravery. And then they began taking the piss, of course, in a good-natured way, which I was relieved about. If they'd been too tender-hearted, I would have been worried. I'm still a rugby player after all, Davis says. Before coming out, Levi felt the need to overcompensate his manliness in order to keep his identity hidden, saying, I felt I needed to be this macho man, which I still am, but I felt like I needed to reinforce it more. So anyway, you can read the full story by Googling it. So whilst Davis clearly states he spoke to the club that he was facing challenges, he felt the support was not there by saying, after this and a lack of support, I was not myself. I was searching for belonging. I was searching for help. I went to the police and I asked them, can you help me? I did not understand the full picture at the time. All I knew was something was happening to me and it was not good. In addition to reportedly speaking with the police, Davis says he consulted with friends and family about the predicament he now found himself in. On many occasions, I went to my family and my friends, who also did not understand what was going on. They pleaded with me to find evidence, which I went on a mission to try and find. Many a night was spent wandering the streets of London and wandering the streets of Birmingham. Pausing and taking a deep breath while clearly holding back tears, Davis continued, you may ask, why not just stay away from the individuals who wish you harm? And that is what I tried to do by starting a new life in Australia. But what happened was I was followed there also. What I need you to understand is that with organised crime, it is not one person. It's an aggregate of people. People you do not know, people that get into your life by whatever means possible. Gosh, going into specifics on what he believes. Now, this is what he's saying. I'm not saying that this is true. I'm just saying that I didn't know anything about this video that Levi had made. So going into specifics on what he believes was going to surface as a means to blackmail him. Davis said, in Australia, I had many a good memory because after I was hooked on drugs and after what I believe to have been filmed on the dark web, videos of me in compromising positions and the blackmail that followed me. After that, I came back because I realized that the only way through this was by understanding the full picture myself. And upon his return to the UK, Davis says he confronted one of the people who was involved with the alleged blackmailing he was battling. And after I went to one of those people to conform to their demands, because I was told by them in ways that are not direct, but that are absolutely true. If I said anything, They were going to attempt to kill me and threaten my family, and they are trying to frame me. And this was followed by many attempts at gaslighting and threats. I have had enough. So I am here to appeal to you to share this. And following his appeal for people to share the video, he details his alleged discussions with the police. The information that I gave to the police went directly back to these individuals. I understand that the police is full of good people trying to do their job. But I also understand there is a large amount of police corruption. And the only way these people would have had access to my private interviews with the police is through it being leaked. They also, to my knowledge, had access to my medical records, as they have reiterated things to me that only I have had conversations with the NHS. So, detailing the lengths to which he alleges the individuals campaigning his downfall had gone to, Davis says they had interfered with his medical treatment. I was gaslighted into thinking I had psychosis, when many of the things I said are actually true. I believe this was because I was looking for an understanding of the puzzle I could not put together. So then he gathers himself and speaks of the support of his family and friends, saying, my family, my friends, I thank you for being there, even though you didn't understand what was wrong with me. And then, in perhaps the most harrowing moment of the video, Levi would further appeal for help, as he once again stated his life was in danger. I am not safe. By doing this, I am not safe. I try not to put individuals' names in this, but I try to be as vague as possible through fear of retaliation. Anyway, we're going to look at the video now. I won't read out anymore. We'll actually watch his video.
It started. Hello.
So this is the actual video he made very shortly. I found this on the Spanish news, but it's in English, but it's got Spanish subtitles.
My name is Levi Davis, and my life is in danger. This is a call to my friends from school, university, and my colleagues in rugby. This is a story about police corruption and government corruption, and also organised crime. I ask, no, I beg that you share, but that you listen and try to understand what I'm telling you. This all began in London. After the X Factor, I had many new friends and many old. It started when I was speaking with a friend, what I would now call an acquaintance. It's important for you to know that I'm an impersonable guy. I believe I am humble, and I will speak to anybody. I didn't used to have a guard up, but for reasons why I'm about to tell you, I have not been myself for a very long time. 3 years ago, I came off the Celebrity X Factor, and I met many new people, and one of which, an individual who I will not name, we began a relationship which formed, a friendship which was formed through music. Many times we had met, but on the last occasion, I was drugged, and I was blackmailed. After this, I appealed to my club for help. I appealed to my agent for advice. I do not blame this on anybody, as we are all an aggregate of our own decisions. However, the response I got was one which my agent advised it would be best to resign, as he believed the club were going to fire me. After I asked them for help, after I believed I was being filmed doing sexual acts after I was drugged, which many would call rape, and by law we would call rape. After this, and a lack of support, I was not myself. I was searching for belonging. I was searching for help. I went to the police and I asked them if they could help me. I did not understand the full picture at that time. All I knew is something was happening to me, and it was not something good. On many occasions, I went to my family and my friends who also did not understand what was going on. They pleaded with me to find evidence, which I went on a mission to try and find. Many a night was spent wandering the streets of London, wandering the streets of Birmingham. You may ask, why would you not just stay away from individuals which wish you harm? And that was what I tried to do by starting a new life in Australia. But what happened was that I was followed there also. What I wish you to understand is with organized crime, it is not one person. It's an aggregate of people. People that you do not know. People that get into your lives through whatever means possible. In Australia, I had many a good memory. Because after I was hooked on drugs, and after I believe what I believe to be, have been filmed on the dark web, and videos of me in compromising positions, and the blackmail that followed me. After that, I came back because I realized that the only way through this was by understanding the full picture myself. This was then followed after I went back to one of these people to conform to their demands. I was told by them in ways in which are not direct, but are absolutely true, that they were going to attempt, if I said anything else, they were going to attempt to kill me, threaten my family, and they also were trying to frame me, and are This was followed by many attempts of gaslighting, threats, and I've had enough. So I'm here to appeal to you to share this. The information that I gave to the police went directly back to these individuals. And I understand that the police are good people. It's full of good people trying to do their job. But there is also a fact that there is a large amount of police corruption. And the only way that these people would have had access to my private interviews with the police is through it being leaked. They also, to my knowledge, had access to my medical records, as they have reiterated things that only I have had conversations with the NHS. I was gaslit into thinking that I had psychosis, when many of the things I said are actually true. I believe this because I was looking for an understanding in which a puzzle I could not put together. My family, my friends, I thank you for being there, even when you didn't understand what was wrong with me. But I am now not safe. By doing this, I am not safe. I try not to put individuals' names in this, and I try not to be as vague as possible through fear of retaliation. However, I understand that I am not the only one this is happening to, and that this has happened to. They openly said to me that they will try and frame me with the videos that they have of me and with the individuals that they have inserted into my life, some of which I'm sure I'm still yet to find out they are involved in this. They seek to undermine me. They seek to make me look like I am paranoid, like I am crazy. That is why I have that diagnosis of drug-induced psychosis. This is me taking my power back. I understand that they have videos of me, hence why my OnlyFans makes sense to me. Many years ago, I would not have done this, but I am sofa surfing. Through the amazing network of friends I have, I am so fortunate and I'm so thankful to the Samaritans for my rehab in Canberra, Australia, and also to Men's Link for counselling me and allowing me to see this for what it is. I do believe that this is a lot bigger problem than just me. Hence why I risk my life to do this. Now, after this, they will throw everything they have to make me look and shape me into a corner. And for a while, I was conforming because there was no way out. Conforming to try and understand their demands. In a corner, I was riddled with confusion, which is their intention. A metaphor for this would be being in a corner in the fetal position. That's what I was, scared. On the surface, I had to look normal. They told me to look normal. Videos in which they could get money from me on the black market, on the black web, I don't know, dark web, whatever you want to call it. I'm no expert, but I do know what happened. Shaping me into positions in films, shaping me in role play, all in the name of companionship. But these are not my companions. These are not my friends, although they shape as them. But as a man of God, he did not give me a spirit of fear. He gave me a spirit of hope. And that is why I am posting this today. I hope that as my friends, you can share this and ignite it for what it is. They told me, and they tell me, that they have links to journalists. We don't know, I do not know how high this corruption goes. Are the stories they tell me true? Or is it something to scare me, to conform? I do not know. But they did say that they have links to a government minister. Think about that for a second. They've infiltrated my family. Members of my family, they've threatened my little sisters and brothers. And so I can't stand back here, and I won't. I just thank all the people that have come to me in my times of need, because without you, I might not still be here. I remember vividly standing on the side of a bridge and my friend helping me off it. That's where this brought me to, the dark place that this brought me to.
Okay, so it's quite thingy that, isn't it? You know, I found that quite difficult to watch, to be honest. And I don't, Julie, I don't think it will be Tony B, because he said a government minister. Tony Blair's not been a minister for years. I've got, you know, I feel like I've got my own ideas who it is. It will be Tony. So he's talking about a government minister to, you know, like when he was saying that, which was 18 months ago. Tony Blair wasn't a government minister then. So I personally don't think I'm not saying Tony Blair's not involved, I don't know, but I don't think that's who he's referring to there. But it's very profound, that, isn't it? I mean, obviously, one way or another, whether you know, believe what he's saying, or he obviously has been through quite a bit, and then he did disappear, you know, presumed dead just shortly after he made that video. So either he's deleted himself because he can't cope with the whole situation, or you know, maybe there was some foul play. We'll never know, will we? I don't expect we'll ever know. I don't know what his family think of it all. Just seems, you know, and I've thought, you know, I've got to be honest, for years, I thought X Factor, which not only X Factor, but, you know, just well, we know what ITV and BBC, what the corporations, these big TV corporations, Hugh Edwards, Philip Schofield, there's one scandal after another. You know, it's just rife throughout it all. You know, and you know, it needs weeding out and it needs stopping. It's horrible. There's something definitely. There's 50 MPs at the moment that are under investigation for sexual offences. 50 British MPs under active investigation for sexual offences. And one of those by-elections the other day, that was because one of them, Peter Bone, of all the appropriate names, who'd exposed himself to one of his aides, he was deselected by his constituency. So you know what he did? He put his girlfriend up for. So bearing in mind, so he's got this guy's in his 70s. He was caught exposing himself to a male aide, and then when he was deselected by his constituency, he put his girlfriend up as the Conservative Party put his girlfriend up as a candidate. So no wonder they lost that by-election. I think it was the first time in 100 years that constituency seat had gone Labour. You know, people are sick of it. People are sick of it because I think people are getting to know about it more now. So you think that in Parliament, you know, the people that are making the laws for Great Britain, 50 MPs are under investigation for sexual offences. So there you go. Just yeah, and half of them, like you say, half of the Tory MP. Well, could there be nobody left standing for election? I mean, and some of them are Labour. Don't get me wrong. There are some other, but most of them are Conservative. They just are. It's not a question of whether you support the Conservatives or not. That's just the facts. Because the way the Conservative Party now is just rife with all this scandal and everything, and you know, I thought it was, just anyway. There are MPs standing. There's one in particular. I can't even mention his name because nothing's been. He hasn't been prosecuted with it. Well, he was prosecuted, but there wasn't enough evidence found. For a violent RAPE, and he is back in Parliament now because the case fell apart because I don't know, the woman just sort of lost her nerve or whatever. So he's there in Parliament telling everyone what to do, and he hospitalised that woman. It was such a violent attack. Anyway, so I do. It can't all be, you take Levi's story there, Levi, whatever, whether that was true what he said or not true what he said, at the end of the day, he's disappeared, he's missing, he's drowned probably in Barcelona, and nobody knows really exactly what happened to him. I mean, this is what I mean about the police being quiet though in Spain, because who was he in the nightclub with? Who was he staying there in Barcelona with, or was he there on his own? Let's see if I can find the. Let's see if I can find the actual CCTV. Oh. Hang on. God, I've forgotten his surname now. I'm sure there was some CCTV of him that night. Yeah, let's have a look. So apparently it's being handled by a specialist crime unit. I don't know. Here we go. Right, let me get this up. Just seems suspicious that he does that video and then the next minute he disappears. Says he travelled to Ibiza with a friend here, but it doesn't say who the friend was. The video's taking ages to load. Oh, hang on. Okay, let me share it. It's got a little advert on first.
Un montón de ombligos. Y esto básicamente funciona como los tatuajes que uno se pegaba con agüita, entonces bueno, vamos a pegarlo a ver. Voy a poner estos como por acá porque mi ombligo original está por acá abajo.
Where's the CCTV? How many adverts have we got to sit through? Right, that's not going to work. Hang on, let me try and find one on YouTube. Can I find one without adverts? I've seen that. Don't know if I'll be able to find it, or it might take me too long. No, it's not coming up. The video, the video is coming up of what we've just watched, but not the actual CCTV. Unless this is it. Hang on. So actually it's not the last CCTV, but it's the last audio message that he sent. Let's have a listen to that. Does sound a little bit final, to be honest, but let's see.
Appreciate you. I appreciate you, sis. Honestly, I really do. And I love you guys. Seriously. I love you. And yeah, it's tough. But oh, you know me. I'm a fighter. You know me, I'm a fighter. And that's what I'm gonna do. Thanks for getting in touch. I really, really, really do appreciate when you guys get in touch. And I'm really sorry. I've always been awful, but especially over this last period, it's been really hard keeping in contact. But no, big love, and I'll catch you guys soon, 100%.
Yeah, that was his last voicemail message, but to his family. But anyway, it's very sad. Whatever happened to him, it's very, very sad. Especially because they've got no answers, have they? They've got no answers, no definite answers. And I just find it strange that somebody was seen drowning. They were seen drowning, supposedly, but they couldn't get them out. But anyway, maybe he did take his own life because he just couldn't cope with everything anymore. But who knows? Who knows? That's right. They're not knowing. I'm going to look into it a little bit more because I honestly didn't know about all that. So I just sort of started looking for some photos of him and see if there was any news about him. And sort of found all that, but I will look into it another time for another video as well. Yeah, very sad, very sad. I think we can all agree on that. I'll just try once more, just see if his family have got said anything. See if there's a recently. See if they've said anything recently. Well, this interview here, they just saying they still live in hope. The family still live in hope. And this was a year after he disappeared. So it was October last year, his mum said. Let's have a look. I might as well, I should share it with you. Hi, Rio. So this is him with his mum. I said that the year's anniversary was bringing it all back again, the emotions. I just can't imagine. I can't even think about that if that was my son, not knowing where he is or what's happened to him. So she prays he'll turn up one day, and he has not been found despite appeals and searches. So that message that we listened to, that was his last WhatsApp voice note. So what happened was, the morning after Levi disappeared, passengers on a cruise ship close to Barcelona's port reported seeing a man in the water, and a search was started but was later called off when no one from the boat was found to be missing, and Levi's passport was found at the port a few weeks later. And in May, police in Barcelona confirmed they were investigating the possibility that Levi had drowned and released a video showing officers conducting a boat search of the port area. And Julie, his mum, believes the search with divers should have been called out earlier. And the Mossos d'Esquadra, the Catalan police, told Newsbeat the case is ongoing, but there are no further updates. And it's a case of it being passed to a judge to know what the next steps are. Yeah, so we saw how good that judge was with Anna's case, where he refused to let the police access her private things because there wasn't. So yeah, these the investigations are directed by a judge in Spain, so they have to get permission from a judge for everything. So, dear me, awful. And it's bad enough, if he was in Britain. Let's just play this video, see what this is. It's bad enough if you're in your own country, without the language barrier, without, and we might criticise our, but at least we understand the way they work, or we think we do. But, to be dealing with a foreign country in a different language, different. Hey, so this is the last video he sent. Shh. The last video that he sent his mum, right next to the water. That's a bit haunting, isn't it?
So this is obviously the view.
Shh. There's the CCTV, is it? There he is. Was that him with the rucksack then?
So this is obviously the view.
Okay, so that's the last that we know about him. No, I mean, it's possible that he may still be alive somewhere, isn't it? Yes, it is, Charlie. It's close to where you live. Anyway. I need to do a video about Julian Assange sometime, don't I suppose? Yeah, that was sad for him when, what was her name? Vivienne Westwood, when she died, because she was a big, I don't really understand that situation either. I need to look into it. So I'd need to look into it before I could do a video on it. I'm not, I don't know enough about it to be able to talk about it now, but I will look into it and we'll do a video about that. Oh, Charlie, do you live around the corner from there? All right. So when I'm in Barcelona one day, I'll meet you at the Irish pub for a drink. Hi, Teresa. Mello saying hi, Teresa. So I presume Teresa's coming and snuck in and I didn't see her come in. But okay, that's it. That's more or less what I've got to say. Oh, Ocean knows Barcelona as well. It is a crazy world. We do live in a crazy world. But you know what? It's like, we need to find something positive, don't we? Shall I find some wombats? Let's hang on. I'm just going to have a look and see if I can find some wombats or kangaroos that we can look at before we finish, so that would cheer me up. Yeah, sometimes you just have to switch off from true crime and what have you, because it is quite depressing. Yeah, let's have a look at the wombats. I do like to look at a wombat. Oh, did you, Kelly? Oh. These wombats, they're funny looking little things, aren't they? They are. They look like, they're just, like they're dead slow 1 minute and then they just do like mad jumps. Let's have a look at another one. Oh. They just fling themselves all over the place. 1 minute they're just there and you think, my God, they're not even going to move, and then they just start jumping around. Oh dear, they are funny. You could just watch them for hours, couldn't you? They just make you. They're good time wasters. Oh, look at that! Oh, oh my God! So sweet. They are so sweet. Let's find one more. One more. Oh, so let's have a look at this. Oh, so they're building a wombat enclosure. No, let's have a look at a wombat drinking some milk. Little sweeties. Look at their nails, though. Oh, God, my toenails are like that at the moment. It's always the same in the winter. You have to get, and then the summer comes when the weather gets better. You have to get your feet out. You have to go and have a pedicure because otherwise your feet look like that after you've spent winter in your boots. Oh, little cutesy. Oh, I want a wombat. So sweet. So sweet. Really sweet. Yeah. They are cute, aren't they? They are cute. Yeah. Yeah. It's honest to God, my turn. I can't wait to get a pedicure, actually. I need a pedicure desperately, but I always think, oh, what's the point? Because I'm just wearing boots at the moment. But I do need one. Okay, well, listen, thank you so much for being here with me. Let's hope some good news about Anna. Though, it doesn't look, again, we just, some resolution for the family. We need to know what happened to Anna. And also, it'd be nice to eventually find out what's happened to Levi. Again, doesn't look too as if, there's ever going to be a resolution for his mum, but you just can live in hope, can't you? That's all you can do, really. So, but anyway, thank you for being here with me, because you always cheer me up. I hope you've all enjoyed the live and chatting to each other. And I'll see you tomorrow. Now, tomorrow I'm definitely be doing an update on Samantha Murphy. That's what I intend to concentrate on. We hope some good news still with the little toddler that's disappeared into the river. But again, doesn't look too promising, does it? But that's very tough, that's especially tough with it being a child. But anyway, so take care. I know, Chumba, it was bad today, wasn't it? It was bad, the news. To children, it's always worse, isn't it? But so yeah, remember to look after you. Go and have a pedicure, a manicure, a massage. Go to a spa. Old Hippie, if you're still there, did you take your wife for a spa break? You were asking for a Christmas present for her, weren't you? And we said to you a spa break would be good. But yeah, spoil yourself. Do something nice, even if it's just, wallowing in a nice bath. And I'll see you soon. And until I see you again, may your God always go with you. Much love. Night, night. Bye-bye.